say
Top Billin.
All right, y'all. First of all, if you're not subscribed, what the hell are you doing? If you're a Seahawks fan, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now because this is going to be where the best Seahawks coverage in the world is at, right? It's your boy Murph, the Underground King, back with another review here. I want to talk about the offensive side of the ball this time. Make sure you check out that defensive review that I did working with the TV copy here. This time I want to work with the All-22 and kind of take you through some of the things that I've seen as a neutral observer, right? Obviously, I love the Seahawks and what the Seahawks represent and stand for. Been a huge Pete Carroll fan forever. I love everything about both their defensive and offensive schemes, but I do recognize the fact that it's probably time for a change in Seattle as far as the offensive evolution goes. I want to see Russell Wilson be able to do what I saw him do against Atlanta, stuff like this right here. Let's check this out. All right, so the things that really jump out to me, right, when they first got off on Atlanta was like, I'm like, okay, wow, they're working out of a legit spread. Russell Wilson, of course, we know Russell from Wisconsin working out of a pro-style offense, which is why it was pretty easy for him to adjust to the pros, beyond the fact that he's uber talented, extremely accurate, has a plus arm definitely from that, and he's able to steer. He can put the ball exactly where he wants it to be at. But working with in this amount of space, to me, it should be exactly what Seattle is about. Now, Seattle will always be a physical team here. So to me, you can still derive physicality from something like this, right? So this is still 11 personnel because you have a tight end in the slot. I want to say that your man Greg Olsen is sitting right here. But if you look at this, right, you got plus grips. So, right, past the numbers, got a couple of plus grips, got couple of clear out routes here. I think DK Metcalf is right here working to the boundary, going against Isaiah Oliver here. And then you have where you want to work at right here because you still want these high percentage throws because this team is built on playing great defense or solid defense and not turning the ball over. So you still want the high percentage throws. Going to have a slant route here from my man Tyler Lockett and then Greg Olsen here. I think he's pretty much running a post here. You're probably just going to work from Lockett here, who's probably running an option route depending on exactly the coverage that he's getting here from Darqueze Dennard. Could probably bang this on the slant or bang this to the outside depending on the leverage that Darqueze Dennard is playing with. And then you'll probably work front side here to DK Metcalf in case you want to go downfield because you do have a post safety here. So if you have a post safety at all times, to me, there should be some type of check with me or alert for you to go deep because that freak DK Metcalf is pretty much like a Calvin Johnson. He's a mini-tron, right? Mini-tron. So here we go right here. Came out right here right away and established this. Boom. Hit it right to Ricardo Lockett. Easy. Real easy, right? I know you want to establish the run with Chris Carson, and I love that, right? I'm a physical dude myself. I play ball. I like physical football here. But to me, this is like stealing. Look at all this space that they're having to worry about here. And you still have to keep somebody to worry about Mr. Russell here, right? Chef Russell, because he can just take off and go. So you're working with a light box first and foremost as well. If you wanted to check through a run, why not run an inside zone or something like this? But this is a ton of space for him to be able to work with. And like I said before, he can steer it. He's able to steer, hit that to Ricardo Lockett, easy pie. I'm not sure why Tyler Lockett went down. That didn't make any sense to me. Like, what's going on with that? All right, so check this out. It's like you're giving people their medicine, but in different doses or different applications because this essentially is the same thing, right? You're going to still have the two clear out routes. Two clear out routes here. However, you have Greg Olsen instead of being in the slot making this 2x2. Now you're going with a 3x1 formation and you're going to motion him to stack. But this time he's doing what Tyler Lockett did at first, and he's going to run an out route. And then Tyler Lockett is still running his slant here. However, you put him in motion just to see what the defense is doing, right? You're making them declare. And once you see that he didn't quite, this man across from Greg Olsen didn't quite go with Greg Olsen, you knew that it was some type of zone. But this could have been even worse than what it was for the Falcons here. Check this out. We run this here. See him motion to stack. Boom. It looked like that may be a leverage play from Greg Olsen as well, right? Depending on what he got there, I believe he was going to option off of that, right? So kind of a choice route here. But look, got the leverage, Got Aluakon here with the inside leverage, and they're both going to, it might be Denard again, they're both going to Greg Olsen here, right? However, Greg Olsen has good spacing, so Russell's able to fire that bad boy past the stick just to move the numbers. But look what's happening right here with Lockett. Look at all this space. You get a guy like Lockett in all this space, getting him upfield. Maybe he makes the post safety here, closing off the middle of the field. Maybe he makes him miss, right? But you know why you can't get to that? This is a problem with the Seahawks, why they probably do have to be physical and just run the ball, because look at this. All right, now look at this. Both sides of the line of scrimmage, to me, for Seattle, has to improve over the course of the season. The offensive line a little bit more so than the defensive line. I want to see a little bit more pressure from Seattle organically, not having to blitz Jamal Adams all the time, because some of these teams are going to be able to do what the Falcons did and maybe be more impactful in the red zone as well, where you would need Jamal Adams to probably do something different. But check this out right here. You got Takk McKinley, who I don't think is that good of a player, in my opinion. Maybe he has a chance to be now. He hasn't been. But, man, he was abusing Brandon Shell here. Maybe Takk has taken on a new approach or something like that. But Brandon Shell looks terrible, man, just terrible. Check this out. This is why you can't get to your tertiary read in something like this if you're Chef Russell. Look at this. Boom. Nasty. Almost hurt Chef Russell. Look. He was driven into the lap of the, come on, man. You know what this is. Actually, I got to say it right here. Parental advisory, explicit content. I'm going to say what the hell I want to say up on my stuff. If you don't like it, just get the hell on, unsubscribe, or whatever you got to do. I do not care. This is my shit, right? So we're going to say what we say up around here. So this, my friend, was a prison rep, right? There was some prison loving going on right here from Brandon Shell with Takk McKinley. Boom, that's that man right there trying to get up out the showers. You pushing him back in the showers, right? Straight prison rep. Push that man into the lap of the quarterback. Luckily, Russell made a quick decision here, and Greg Olsen he uncovered pretty quickly, able to get the ball and move the chains. But that's terrible, man. How you get ran back into the showers like that, getting that prison loving? Come on, that side of the line right there, going to have to step up, especially going against the New England Patriots, man. Chase Winovich and these boys, them boys can get after it even more so to me than the Falcons can. But Brandon Shell, Damian Lewis here, and even Ethan Posick. I've seen some stuff from them against the Falcons that I'm a little afraid for. The left side of the line a little bit better with Dwayne Brown, of course, and then Mike Upati, if he's healthy, of course. All right, so the screen game. I think Seattle with a vast screen game is scary as hell, right? Now, listen, I know you guys don't like Brian Schottenheimer, right? I done covered multiple teams. He's been on multiple teams that I cover, and nobody likes Brian Schottenheimer. I don't think Brian Schottenheimer's own mom likes him, right? She probably be like, baby, why you be coordinating them offenses like that? What's your problem? But come on, man, you got to get this dude some credit, man. He's trying some different things here. The screen game with Seattle, I think, was absolutely killing the Falcons. And I think it could get some of these teams that trying to pin their ears back like the Falcons were. Falcons were trying to prove that they can rush the passer, and they were getting duped in the screen game. Now, what I like about this is, now, you've jumped into your condensed formations with your 11 personnel, right? You got your 3-by-1 here working out in this bunch formation. You take Tyler Lockett here, you swing him across the formation there. You make this look like it could possibly be some type of outside zone or whatever like that. But you got your bigger personnel in here, David Moore, DK Metcalf. Of course, these guys are in here to block. That's just what it is, right? They're in there to block. So if we see this running right here, this could have been an even bigger gainer than it was. It looks like boot action. I'm going to go back right there. That's what it looks like. Looks like boot action. Look, a potential boot action or a potential outside zone. All right? Run it right there. But, of course, what happened? Russell had to make a freaking pass that a little bit inaccurate for what he does, right? Matter of fact, a lot inaccurate for what he does. We'll go back through that. But you can pretty much see right here. What did I say? Same thing. Brandon Shell got beat on the inside by, no, I'm saying there's no shame to getting beat by Grady Jarrett. He's one of the best players in the league, but he got smoked. You're supposed to make it look like you're blocking a little bit, right? And then let him go if we're talking about screen blocking here. But he olayed that shit, right? Turnstile. Now look at Russell. He turns around. He's like, oh, shit. So he throws an inaccurate pass, and then Chris Carson has to gather from there. Chris Carson has some really good hands, but I think this could have even been a little bit better there. But it's a nice gainer. Nice gainer. Run it from this side here. You can see Brandon Shell. All right, so if you're the Falcons, you're looking at this. You can see them right now, right? Everybody's trying to guard the strength of the formation here. They're like, make sure you worry about that. But they also know about the boot game with Seattle, being as though it's a true West Coast offense. But look at this. Who is this? This actually may be Damian Lewis's fault right here. No, it's both of them. Lewis should have helped a little bit, but Shell needed to reach, right? He's the reach block on this one. He's super late. Not athletic enough to get there. So you got the boot game here. Now Russell turns back and sees this, has to throw off his back foot, throws it inaccurately. So we'll go ahead and run that right here. I just love the tendency breaker. If you get into something like this, it does look like it's going to be a run. Then you hit him with the screen. Bam. Solid. Very solid. All right, I wanted to see what happened on this particular play here. Like Takk McKinley was left uncovered outside. It's just a good play by Takk McKinley. Actually, it's a pretty average play for him to be getting up like he did something like that. Of course, this looks very similar to the last play here. Looks like it could be a stretch, working off boot action here. Takk McKinley has no backside responsibility because there's nobody going his way. Like if somebody were motioning towards his direction, all he has to do is worry about the boot. So that was pretty good, and there's no outlet from that. Maybe if Russell whipped his head around real fast, Greg Olsen right here looked like he was running a whip route. Maybe you could have got the ball to him, but it wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway. This is just one of those darn if you do, darn if you don't type plays. So nothing there. But Takk McKinley got up. Look at him. He's like, oh! Come on, man. What is he doing? Man, never had a sack on a regular set in his life. Come on, Takk. All right, so back at it again. Look at this. Looks like a spread, 3-by-1. Look, you have all your personnel on this side. So that's going to bring a lot of bodies and attention over here from the Falcons. But what do? They run a leverage screen to the weak side. That's hard. Look at this. Real quick, let them get upfield. Now, look, that's just too many bodies for them to handle. There's only 2 people on this side of the field concerned about what's going on. And you got big DK Metcalf, right? Minitron over here busting somebody's ass, busting Isaiah Oliver's ass. Then you got 3 linemen running at 1 player, right? I think it's a cornerback. Yep, a nickelback. That's just too easy. You just outsmarted them. You got to give Brian Schottenheimer some credit. Come on, Schottenheimer and his mom. Give Brian Schottenheimer some credit, man. This is awesome. I like this a lot. Look at that. Just simply fooled them. Just more bodies than you have to throw at what we're doing. Hard. All right, back here working in your cut splits. So, of course, this looks like it's going to be some type of run. So, it's tendency breakers. Running out of passing formations, passing out of run formations here. But they were working these over routes with Tyler Lockett going against A.J. Terrell here. And this is some long developing play with these type of over routes. And, of course, they're running the boot action. Russell backside here. But this time, right, you got Takk McKinley who came out the back door and got Russell on that previous one. This time they have your Y and the U both in the game here to block backside. So a simple adjustment there, better result. Look, Takk McKinley stuck like Chuck, right? Can't get off the block like an old head, right? Get a beer and get on the curb, Takk. You an old head, can't get off the block. But you see the boot action there? Absolutely perfect. Also, I had to point out, of course, you got DK Metcalf here clearing it out. So it's just going to be a lot of space and opportunity to work Tyler Lockett there. And it looked like they expected him to win on this particular one with the way they ran it and how it's set up. And it's pretty much slide protection as well. If you were to look at the offensive line, as you see here, right, you'll see the whole line pretty much slide left there, be slide protection. And then Lockett does a great job of getting Terrell on his back pocket and then just simply using that speed there, especially the angle that he turned. He turned it upfield a little bit, created that separation. Terrell did a pretty good job to recover, however, but he was beat in the transition here. Looks like it could go upfield. He sticks that foot in the ground. Look at the social distancing required by Tyler Lockett, right? Social distancing at its finest. So, of course, Russell's going to deliver an accurate ball there. I want to see Tyler Lockett get a little bit better after the catch, though. That's one of the things about him. They have a guy that I think is really good after the catch that I covered in college. His name is Freddie Swain. More Swain, please, is what I used to say with him at Florida. I want to see him get busy. He can get busy after the catch. I think he'll be a guy that they'll factor in a little bit later in the season. All right, more cut splits here. Same thing. The Falcons getting duped pretty much with the same ideals. This time you have what amounts to pro personnel. Got a couple of tight ends in the game here. And so if you're running this action here, now you got Greg Olsen peeling back and just looking for anything that moves. All right, you see him put Olsen in motion here just to see what they're declaring with here. All right, you're recurring. You got Allen definitely showing you that it is man-to-man coverage here. So now you adjust the blocking protection here. We're going to slide here to the right. Greg Olsen's going to get anything backside, whatever. He even sees a little bit of a breach here, of course, from Brandon Shell and Grady Jarrett. He doesn't see that as an immediate need here. Russell getting back on his set. Now look at him stand in front. And, of course, let's see what happens right here, how Lockett got open against A.J. Terrell. Just got him. Just took a better angle. Put him on his hip pocket. That's hard. And going back to this right here, like these are twin over routes from a reduced splits, right? You got multiple reduced splits with twin over routes going against middle field close here. So it's pretty much whoever uncovers. And it looks like Isaiah Oliver did a better job against DK Metcalf than A.J. Terrell did against Tyler Lockett there. So you can see it right there. Boom, just generating explosive plays, right? That's all it is. Just a way to generate some explosive plays, give Russell a little bit of time, and watch him work, right? Handing out that work. Chef Russell, dicing him up. All right, once again, you have your plus splits there, and you're spreading them out. You know it's some type of zone because you have Greg Olsen here having to make them declare so you don't see a safety across from him. And they're working middle field close. This is what I want from Seattle. Anytime they're working middle field close, why not just take a shot with DK Metcalf, right? Especially if they're pressed up on him, right? If they're working the touch and go coverage, I would definitely send him deep and just have somebody prove that they can run with this man. But here you have off man coverage. Looks like they're working their deep third coverage here. So he's just going to run a slant and go, and he gets A.J. Terrell, who has a tendency to bite on slant and goes. So working the rookie, just your tendencies, right? That's your advanced scouting, knowing that he's bitten on routes in college and just seeing what he was going to do with that. So if you're working this right here and that didn't happen, you could see him very well go back there to Lockett as well. He's open enough. But pump and got him. Another explosive play. All right, last one here. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. If you want the Seahawks coverage to continue, this has to perform well. If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. I'd love to definitely do the Seahawks. I will even make it the primary coverage on the channel. Just make sure that it works out in my favor here, and we can all continue to trek along with this potentially special Seahawks team here. Now, the splash play to DK Metcalf here. Originally, this looks like it could possibly be some type of zone coverage. It's definitely zone coverage underneath is what it turns out to be right here. These guys zone covered. But you have a deep vertical third bell here by A.J. Terrell, and then you have KZ here who's working the stitches. Looks like he's concerned about the inside portion of this. I think Greg Olsen may run some type of vertical route here, really kind of at least bluffs it and gets KZ's attention here when he has backside with Minitron here running vert. He should be more in the middle of the field to be able to help with that instead of worrying about Greg Olsen, right? You want a touchdown or you want a first down. You pick your poison there. But look at him worrying about Greg Olsen. Leaves your man over there by himself to get burned. Isaiah Oliver smoked. And Isaiah Oliver thought he was going to work hand-to-hand combat with the two-hand jam off DK Metcalf, right? Come on. What is this? What is that going to do right there? That makes no sense to me. The dude's too damn big. He's way faster than you. Just shot through his touch-and-go coverage. Touchdown. Touchdown. So there you go. An explosive Seahawks offense will be spectacular. Of course, they're going to be able to do a lot of different things. I think that sky's the limit for this offense as far as being able to do even more than we've seen against the Falcons. The more the season goes on, the more they'll unveil. However, just them being explosive, period, I think is scary. I think the defense will come around. Got to get that pass rush up to snuff. Make sure you watch that defensive content that I did there, and we'll see where we go from there. But the Patriots present a little bit different of a conundrum. They're a better team to me, or potentially a better team. They're a better defense than the Falcons. I think the Falcons have a better offense. So damned if you do, damned if you don't on this one here. We got to see what that offense is about with the Patriots. But I could see them doing a little bit better against the Patriots offense, perhaps, right? Got to spy Cam Newton. They're going to be doing a lot of the college stuff. I don't know. Maybe I will come back and do a little something like that. There's a couple of things that I saw in the Patriots team. Maybe I'll come back on Saturday, maybe Sunday morning or something like that. So check back with your boy. It's your boy, Berth, the Underground King. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.